What's good, travelers? Welcome to Zenkai Station, the dopest podcast in Sector Vibe, bringing you good times and hypeness personified. I'm your host, Isaiah, aka Senpai Savage. Joining me are my co-host.
You already know we out here about to get this gear, because you know how we do, my dear. It's Black Kobayashi. I am here.
Yeah.
Okay, that was it. That was pretty dope. But here we go with the other host.
Hey, you already know who it is.
I swear, Kurokawa be forgetting. He's like, oh, yo, I do a podcast. That's right. What's up?
I ain't passing off right. My bad,
I thought
brother.
he was done.
Let me get that baton right.
Nah, that's cool. I'm here. It's here. We fumbled, but we back in the race. It's the Phantom itself. What's up? It's your boy Kirk.
That was good recovery, though. I like that.
Hosting chops, they building upon building these abilities.
Thank you.
So, and building blocks of education, right? And that is what we're talking about today. We're talking about anime education, aka just, what you learn through watching anime or reading manga. But before we get into that, just real quick, I want to take a vibe check with my host here and just say, so what's popping? What's new? How y'all feeling today?
Living, baby. Living. We had some eventful nights and some stories, but that's how it's always going to be when you step out.
It definitely sounded like that. I don't think we can mention it on the podcast.
No, we probably could, but that's a different episode. It was eventful though. It was educational, which is great for this purpose of this episode.
Yeah.
Learned a lot of things not to do.
That's very.
Yes.
Learned a lot about myself. How to bite your tongue.
Shit, bro. How you doing, senpai? How you feeling?
Shit, man. Well, let's see. I'm feeling pretty good, man. A lot better than last week. I have more energy now that I'm actually rested. Let's see. What else did this week? Felt like I had like a little bit to do each and every day, so it was pretty eventful. With the main thing being just trying to fix my car, or the AC unit in my car, which cost a pretty penny, and that hurt a little bit. But it's okay. It's cool. We bounce back, because I'm not going to be in this hot-ass summer with no AC, although it might have helped. Although it might have helped, though, because your boy out here, looking thick. But I know it's a thick boy summer, so y'all just going to have to appreciate what y'all get.
I can't accept that, bro. I don't ever want to hear you say you look thick again, bro. Don't say that, bro. I don't like that. I don't like the terminology being thick with men, bro.
Just, like, it's all good.
Okay. Yeah, can it be? I thought husky was a term we use for fellas, bro. Like,
can it not just be husky?
Bro,
what happened to husky?
And then women was thick.
It's just the word, bro.
Yeah. I thought dudes were huskies.
It's more than the word.
My nigga.
Words have meanings, bro.
I'm thinking words do have meaning. Words do have meaning.
Nah. Let me tell you. Listen, let me ask you like this. Would you want some like wet oatmeal or thick oatmeal?
Or would you want moist oatmeal?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm probably cool with all of them, because I'm just going to put that motherfucker in the microwave and get it how I want it anyway.
I'm dead. He gonna sit there and sidestep the whole entire question.
Hey, you might as well just be drinking soup at that point. But
Nah, that's not true. You eat it. How are you going to be drinking soup?
I mean,
it's wet, and then you
soup
put it in
is
the
wet,
microwave.
though.
The oats will soak up the moisture.
I never thought about it, though. Like, have you ever really thought about soup being wet because it's hot?
Anyway, my niggas, I'm thick, I'm husky, I'm buff, I'm swole brother number 1. Fuck out of here, bro. Look, I'm built for it tough.
The husky busky senpai out here, because we're not using thick no more, bro.
The husky busky senpai savage, do what the fuck he want. Thick boy summers.
That's in the vault. That's for the ladies.
Thick boy summers.
That was an educational moment for you right there.
Only my lady can really call me a thick boy. It's all good. That's why I be saying thick boy summer. What's the revenge? The revenge of the thick boys. As our crazy friend who...
he said that with so much hurt. We'll later be on us, I guess.
There's just some things you learn over the years. Like, I have to accept him for who he is, and he's a character.
Hey, listen, that's my blood.
This fucking man.
He is the character of all people I met in my life.
I be telling y'all that Y'all got a special family.
We just like to do what we do.
Y'all got
we do
a
it well.
Special family.
I think.
Y'all DTM. Y'all do the most. I'll tell you that.
Is it really the most because it's just not on your radar? Because we might be doing the lowest, but it's the most to people that never had that kind of opportunity that tried doing the most.
No, y'all niggas do the most
because
it's on my radar, and I've joined in some of the most activities. Just the frequency.
I mean, after last night, I can't lie. You're right.
Yep.
It is what it is.
Having educational moments, right? It is what it is. But in all seriousness, folks, the topic at hand is, education through anime. Pretty much taking a look at some of the stuff that we learned, whether that be actual science or mathematics or history, and or the life lessons and stuff that we learned from some of our favorite shows. I think first and foremost, the one that I actually want to just put on the chopping block right away, because it pretty much helps me out in my daily, everyday life, in my fitness, is a lot of the sports anime. So the first one is Hajime no Ippo, the boxing anime. Whew. Let me tell you. I learned a lot from this anime, especially how to properly do a Dempsey roll, how to practice my hooks, and like all the rigorous training. I really loved this anime because it got a lot of I know it's heavily focused on boxers, but also just like the fight game in general, like what it takes to actually be a fighter at pretty much every stage, from being a newcomer to a gym, to being like a person who has experience within the gym, and you're able to teach others some techniques here and there, while you're also training with people who have amateur bouts, and then going from amateur to professional, and how the world expands even more from like being like a national champion to like a world champion or a world contender. I really enjoyed the in and outs of that entire series, because it really put all the minute details and the very very delicate nuances into this manga, into this anime, and it just showed and expressed it with such such grit and furious I guess how can I say, not just athleticism, but just furious expression, because being a boxer is a lot of you battling your opponent, you battling the environment, you battling yourself. You're battling a lot of things in order to be victorious in the end. And to see a lot of the techniques, definitely watching Hajime no Ippo helped me with my boxing technique a bit. For those who don't know, my experience in martial arts is a little bit all over the place, but with my mainstay over the past couple of years being Muay Thai. I started off martial arts, I think, just about like every American kid back in the 90s with some form of karate. Karate or Taekwondo, I guess, are like the most common. But I started with karate, and then from there moved on, and because I stopped karate to play like basketball, baseball, and football, and then moved on, rediscovering martial arts through boxing and really falling in love with that, with watching a lot of the old Muhammad Ali videos, watching some of the Mike Tyson videos at the time, and then just trying to look back at some of the greats, and really enjoyed the art of the sweet science, from the footwork to the mitt drills to the bag work to just the mindset. And at the time, definitely going through a very tumultuous time period for myself, it helped me to channel a lot of any excess aggression that I had, and being able to focus all of that intensity into my fist or throughout my body onto a bag instead of on a person for no reason. It helped to just, control my emotions and control my thoughts, and just how I, approach things in life. And going from that from boxing to, I did Hapkido for maybe like a couple months, and then Taekwondo for about 2 years. And after Taekwondo, I kind of stopped. And this was post-college. I ended up finding a gym near my house. And then I ended up training some Muay Thai. Like, ooh, I remember just like looking into like some of the old, what was it, UFC? Yeah, old UFC videos of like Anderson Silva, and like even looking back at some of my old video games like Tekken, because Tekken was my favorite fighting game and is my favorite fighting game of all time. But like people like Bruce Irvin, and just like checking out like that style a little bit to get like a better understanding. And I remember watching all of the videos of like Fight Quests, just especially the Muay Thai episodes, because that's what I was training at the time. So I wanted to get a better understanding. And then when I, finally did, I got to Muay Thai, and I've been doing that since 2016, 2017, around there. Took some time off because I had to heal up from a knee injury around 2018, and then came back later that year in 2018. So it was like 2017, 2018, came back 2018, and just continued on with it. But then, this pandemic hit, and I've been hard pressed to find anyone to really hold mitts. But luckily I got a heavy bag, and I've been using some of the techniques I learned to kick. But with Hajime no Ippo, I've been on Mondays kind of rewatching some of the videos and some of the episodes. Sometimes I just watch like those AMVs and kind of watching Ippo and like how he moves. Because for his weight division, Ippo is a featherweight, I believe. He's, more short and stocky. And for me, I'm a heavy-set dude, but I'm like naturally heavy-set, so I'm naturally a heavyweight, but I'm a shorter heavyweight, only standing at about 6.5 feet tall. So I was like, all right, I'm able to use, some of those infighting moves and learning how to throw my hooks in different ways, which hook is a sharp hook, a razor hook, the long-range hook, the shield hook, and then also learning how to throw probably my favorite punch in all of boxing, which is a smash, which I think Razor Reddick threw years ago, because it's a combination of a uppercut and a hook to the body or to the face. And the character Sendo Takashi, I think his last name is, forgive me if I did not get his last name right, but Sendo, the Tiger of Okinawa, that's his favorite punch. And he throws it just with all torso and arm strength, but it's a very quick punch. It's a punch that allows you to bypass a lot of the restraints that maybe your own size doesn't allow. Because the Razor Reddick, he threw that punch because he actually was like a smaller heavyweight like I am. So to be able to have a punch that is quicker but yet still very powerful, well, it's something very good to have in your arsenal. Now, granted, it's kind of a wild punch, so like you have to throw it with technical accuracy. But so it's something you don't throw all the time, but like when the moment arises, boom, let it fly. And that's just like the tip of the iceberg of what I learned from Hajime no Ippo.
Yeah,
and
brother.
How I learned from
damn.
it and can educate.
Look, you done learned the whole world.
Because there's a whole lot.
There's your whole life story into that joint, so that's beautiful.
Look, martial arts.
Yes, sir.
Hey, bro, martial arts is my joint, and it
For sure, because that stuff is
It
crazy.
helped.
Because like within education alone, like learning from anime or learning from wherever you are, you always end up getting something that's helping you become better you and being the best version of you. So like being able to like signify or like being able to locate where you stem from, like Hajime no Ippo for you is definitely can be seen as a main spark that really let you light up your path and let you like really become who you are today. So I think that's one of the beautiful things. If I'm gonna jump in, I gotta obviously put the one that's kind of gave me life lessons, but it's not just one lesson I've learned. And I think this is like related to a lot of different people who've actually watched the show. Obviously, it's one of the big three, so everybody's probably seen it at this point because every anime is starting to become majorly. Ooh, I've seen this. I gotta watch it. If you haven't watched it, you're a loser now. Even though I started watching it when you were considered a loser for watching it. So I started watching Naruto, and I learned a lot based on each character. Obviously, from Naruto, I learned guts and just to never give up, because your dream is your dream, and nobody can take that away from you. And it took me a long time to keep on getting what I want and understanding that there's opportunities that you can take All you gotta do is just open your mind to it and open up your heart, because at the end of the day, it's your choice and it's your life. Sasuke is like, even though you could be an emo punk, you gotta understand, like, you're just an emo punk. I be trying to find something for him, but like I really can't connect to Sasuke too heavily, because he literally was just set up with greatness from the day one. Now he lost everything. So I guess what you can really learn from it is that you can have everything set up for you and still end up being on the bad side of things. And I learned from his brother Itachi that a true hero doesn't always need to be celebrated, like, at all.
Yo, facts.
And
Facts.
I love him so much, because like that's like actually one of my top 5 of all time, just because of how much he's done that was never recognized and never given the celebration it deserved. With Kakashi, I learned that even though you can go through so much pain, you always can keep a smile on your face and able to teach people to be better than what you've gone through. With Gaara, I was able to learn that no matter how far on the path that you're on, you could always make a turn and switch up your life. Because this man went from going straight depression to killing everybody and not fucking with nobody. I'm like, yo, you're completely like a monster at this point. But he was still able to turn around and start gardening and shit now, which I think is really shady. But good for him, proud of him. With Sakura, I didn't learn much. No, I'm just kidding. I actually did learn a lot from Sakura. Sakura was like literally weak-willed to the highest degree, but when there's something that she really dedicates herself to, she finds a way to kind of bring that strength from her. Like when I watched her during the Chunin arc and trying to protect Sasuke and Naruto, it really showed me her will, and just like, even though like you're top tier bitch, you can still find a way to fight as long as you put your heart into it. And she also taught me to never fall in love with weird bulls. Like, that's just weird. Never fall in love just off of looks. No, that's actually what I learned from her too. Don't fall in love with looks, because I really don't know why she really likes Sasuke. To this day, I'm still lost.
To this day, though.
Till this day, I'm still lost. And I really look it up, bro. And I'm like, yo, why does Sakura love Sasuke so much? People be like, oh, well, it was just infatuation at first, but then being on the team with him, fuck out of here. There is no reason. He didn't give her no attention.
Look, I learned
from Shikamaru.
Sakura because she's the only one who would accept him after being a ninja revolutionary.
That's facts. But I learned from Rock Lee. That's it. Obviously, there's just determination over everything, so and you can succeed being splendid at whatever the hell you do as long as you put the time and effort into it. What else did I learn? I think that's like the major ones I could think of off the top of my head. But yeah, I think there's so many different things that I get to learn, because everybody has this like a different side. Oh, I learned from Danzo, even though I don't like the nigga at all. I learned from Danzo that even though like you could be a dark looking dude, if you're doing everything that within your power to do what's best in hindsight, it's not always going to be respected and you're going to be looked at as shady. But at the end, you're still trying, but just be better. I don't know. Danzo's like a weird one I learned from, but I did learn that there's some good to what he did, but just don't be as selfish about it. I think a lot of it was just he was really feeling as though that he wasn't able to step down due to what's his name, the third, being seen as like the top bull. It's just like a jealousy. I think that was the main thing with Danzo. There's a lot of jealousy in there, and I learned a lot from that. Just like pretty much just celebrate your other people's, and don't hesitate. That's one of the biggest things that I peeped with him. Don't hesitate, because when he wasn't able to like say, I'll go sacrifice myself with the second Hokage there, that's when he felt as though like he missed on an opportunity. So just don't hesitate. But yeah, there's so much things to learn. So much things to learn from Naruto, and I'm still learning plenty of stuff. Like even with like Luffy with Resolve as far as One Piece. But I'm gonna end it there for now, because you can go all day with this education shit as far as life lessons learned from animes.
I mean, that's real. I just want to add like one other thing for me that I've learned from like Naruto is that no matter, I guess I want to word this a little bit better. There's almost no extent to which you can be redeemed. Almost, I say almost. But in Naruto, it proved, because like Naruto was like the only person left who had any hope for Sasuke. Like, no matter what he did, he was like, I can bring him back, because like he knew that Sasuke still had, you know, some good in him. It wasn't until, you know, Itachi came back to, like, you know, let the village elders know, like, yo, I'm still around, and like obviously, you know, be that wall for Sasuke, that Sasuke like flared back up, because like Sasuke was like starting to have like a pretty good life. He was starting to like heal.
He was like adjusting to his team. He was becoming more aware of, like, you know, I'm happy here. I got good people around me. Even though he was like a little weird about it, like, you know, obviously he was gonna be weird. But I think if Itachi never showed his face, he probably have been in a lot different position than he is now, or was in the situation. But I'm glad you said that up, because then I thought about one of the main people that also taught me one of his serious lessons. That was a boy Pain. That dude literally went through everything terrible, and was just looking for a way to make peace. And sometimes you kind of have no choice when you put into a certain lifestyle like that. But at the end of the day, you do what you feel is right, and that's all I can see with him. You just do what you feel is right, and it's going to get you to eventually achieve what you want to achieve. Because even though he didn't achieve the way he wanted to, Naruto was able to take up that mantle and really achieve the peace that he was desiring. And that just leads into like the biggest thing. Like, you never truly lose until you give up, and that's the main thing I learned. So.
Mifune said that shit best. Death is when you lose conviction. Said it best. Death is when you lose conviction. 100%.
I said that to my man Hanzo. My man Hanzo was a main bull who knew about that too. I said, dang, Hanzo, you really was that bull for real. And then you just lost sight of what you wanted to do.
And that's what snapped him out of it. He was like, yo, you're right. Okay. I should honorable seppuku. He's like, yo,
and he said that was one of the dumbest things they did, and like really did honor him. Like, oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. There's so many gems within Naruto, bro. Like, and Hinata, like, she was shy as shit, but she was able to really overcome that shyness, because obviously she's a pacifist. I don't care what nobody says, she's a pacifist.
True.
And she was able to really fight her fears and like go against her nature, to go against her cousin in that Chunin exam and get her ass whooped. But it's okay, because she still put herself on the line and really put her own version of Naruto's way. She was able to be inspired and make it her own, and I love that.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah, she took, like, you know, who she loved and like what, you know, he said, and to like, made that her own. But like, she was always down to like, all right, for what I love, I'm willing to go all out for.
Yep.
That's definitely like what I could take from Hinata.
And my man Jiraiya, bro.
Whatever.
Oh my God, this man Jiraiya had too many gems, bro. Even though you're not the chosen one, you can train the chosen one. And that man literally is the reason why everything turned out to be what it turned out to be. I don't care what nobody has to argue about it. That man Jiraiya is literally the reason why we had the fourth Hokage, and why we have Naruto, and why Pain was Pain, but was also the reason why we found peace.
Kakashi.
This man is he's the key to everything. I don't care.
That's why Obito even said, he's like, I didn't lose to Naruto. I really lost to the teachings of Jiraiya.
Because Jiraiya really he was really low key supposed to be the chosen one, but his teachings and the way of his life really just defined everything. Like, it was so much bigger than him, and I love that. Because like it's not just you; it's always bigger than you.
Bro, oh man, that's the best way of putting it. Like, it's always bigger than you. Whatever the purpose is, it's bigger than you. No matter how powerful you are, there's the entity of your purpose, or what the purpose is, always greater.
But all that to say, sorry, I got like people coming down my street in the hood.
You good?
No, but all that to say is there's pretty much like there's so much things to learn, but I learned most of my life lessons from Naruto in different ways, shapes, and forms.
Got you. Shoot. Yeah, I mean,
what about you, Kurakami?
If we're talking about like something that taught you how to live your life, I gotta go back to my absolute default, Black Cat, man. That show taught me a few things. One, the importance of freedom is probably the most important message I've heard. And I don't mean just like, you know, being able to do whatever you want and like not being in bondage like how Eren would teach you. I mean like freedom of like mind and spirit, and like to choose who and what you are going to make of yourself. True. Because the main character used to be a hitman, and then he met his like this woman who basically like changed his entire perspective and was like, you don't have to be this person. You can choose who you want to be. And like when she dies, she's like, you are free. Like at the end of the day, you are who you want to do. This gun does not control you. You control everything else. And to me, I took that as just like, one, no matter how far gone, you can always choose to be a better person.
True.
And atone for what you did. To not even redeem yourself, but like, you can, no matter how far down the path you are, you can always turn around and make like better of yourself. 2, you gotta also just enjoy life. The dude was so obsessed with revenge that he was like missing out on like he was having a fun adventure and generally became a more happy and pleasant person throughout his adventure to the point where he gave up on revenge. He was like, it's not gonna, this is better. Just enjoy your life. And then most importantly that revenge is nice in the moment, but like at the end of the day, it's not really worth it.
It's not.
And that's, to me, that's kind of how I try to live my life. Like, you guys know me in person. I'm not a planner. I go wherever the wind goes. Like, the main theme, he's like, I'm like a stray cat. Wherever there's food and milk, you will find me. I'll go with whatever. I'm not much of a planner. I'm just laissez-faire, enjoy life, try to be mindful in the moment, and just live. Enjoy the small moments,
True.
Yeah, absolutely.
I also believe that, like, you gotta practice, like, self-forgiveness. You gotta accept the mistakes you made. Like, they do become a part of you, but they don't have to, like, define you.
Right.
And then you could, like, keep going. People don't have to forgive you. You'll have that reputation. But at the end of the day, what matters is how you choose to live your life from this moment on.
Yeah, I love the fact that you were talking about redemption. I think a lot of people would get confused as far as finding a way to be redeemed is through other people, but it's really just within your own self. And that's what I take away from that, and I love that because at the end of the day, like you don't have to do nothing for nobody. Right. You gotta do it for you. You know what I'm saying? And like if you want to do it for other people, that's great. But at the end of the day, is it making you happy? Is it making you feel as though you're achieving what you need to achieve or doing the things that you need to do to make sure that your mental or your heart or your experience on this world is what is meant to be from your standpoint? Because I think a lot of people get confused that they need to be something for all these other people around them, when in all actuality, you just need to be you and need to do it for you. And at the end of the day, you're most likely going to be doing the right thing for the people that you put yourself around.
I think, no, I agree with you. I think one of the most important things is Black Hat has ever taught me is that you can always change. Your life can change. Like the smallest thing can change your life. You are literally one decision away or one choice away from having a completely different life. And I think that's one of those things that stuck with me, and both good and bad. Because it's like, oh no, I dropped this milk. What if I slip, crack my head open? Damn. But also,
Crazy.
It's just like, yeah, But like,
that's on the paranormal, not paranormal. What's it called? Final Destination.
But no, I think like if we're going about things that taught you, or at least like inspired how you live your life, Black Hat is always how I defer to. No matter what, it's just like you gotta just live for you, do what you want to do, be free, and don't cage yourself in your own like prison. Because we always talk about people being like, oh, he can't move, he's in bondage, he's not free. But it's like we almost never touch upon how much like self-imprisonment we do to ourselves, like how we cage ourselves like this objective, like we have to be this person, we have to do this. And it's like at the end of the day, we really don't have to do what we don't want to do. Exactly. We should do what we want, even if it makes other people unhappy, even if it's just like has bad like if it's bad for someone else, sure, whatever. But like at the end of the day, it's your life, it's your story. You gotta decide how you want to live it.
That's facts. So
that's just my thing.
I think if we switch gears and like went into education as far as like actually learning stuff, I gotta go ahead and put out Dr. Stone is the top joint right there.
True.
The science that I've learned that I'd never had classes about, like I'm sitting there like wondering why I've never been taught any of these things that Senku was actually doing.
Yup.
Like I'm like, this is insane how much he knows right now.
Giving me those disclaimers before the show goes on. I'm like, no, I'm trying to do this. Keep teaching me.
Exactly. Exactly. Like, learn how to make ramen from nothing. I said, oh, that's okay.
Same with Cola Pop. how to make a
They
battery.
really was out here just making anything, bro. I'm like, yo, that's insane to me. Insane that science is that powerful. And it made me start respecting science because at the end of the day, I was never one of those people that enjoyed like going to school and learning everything at all times because I'm like, this just feels forced.
Okay.
But when I was watching that, I was like, yo, I'm really interested in science right now. And I don't know why, but I understand it's because the way they show it to you and they show the process of going through it that makes you actually enjoy it. I'm like, okay, I'm actually learning something. I don't mind learning it. So I enjoy stuff like that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely like how it's presented to people. Like that goes with a lot of different, because like there's a lot of different learning styles, you know, for each and every, you know, individual. So it's how the material is presented that really makes it fun. Like I was the type that like I did enjoy school, but like my number one subject that I hated was math. And only reason I loved science was one because like I could, you know, be like on my mad scientist type of time and just like get into like all these like cool experiments and stuff. But like it was one of the only times math actually made sense to me when trying to do like chemical formulas and things like that. Now, granted, I don't necessarily probably have any of that sort of intelligence, or maybe I still do, but it's maybe not as refined anymore, because you know, over the years, different teachers or professors kind of steal your joy and all that. Because like I really used to be into science, into history. I used to be into history big time, but my joy of it just got robbed from me, honestly. And I was like, I'm not going back. Like I'm not going back. I'm gonna stick with my love for writing and sometimes y'all motherfuckers be trying to take that, and I'm like, I gotta fight for this one, so I'm gonna keep this one. But yeah,
I agree with that because I was the same way with math with me. And I used to love math, and like even when algebra came into pictures, I was like, oh, this is fun. I'm enjoying this. Then they started trying to add words. I said, hold on,
they had too many letters.
hold on. We left that in English. Where is this log coming from? I do not need wood into this math problem. How do you add wood? They said tan. I said, why is tangents a thing? Cosines? Sir, I'm gonna need y'all to calm down.
Sir, why?
Talking about, oh yeah, this is gonna go into a graph. Why is graphs a part of math? I thought it was numbers.
Remember the slope?
You'd be surprised. That calculus bullshit, man.
Bro, calculus made me sick. I'm like, oh, I thought I was nice in math, and then I'm like, I'm noticing that y'all just doing way too much.
Humble.
I'm doing way too much. Because I used to love them 24 cards. You remember them joints?
Yep.
Yo.
Oh my god.
Damn.
I miss them joints.
Oh, man, if only school had anime to teach us back then, or just, you know, or even just taught us in more fun ways, more engaging ways.
That's really what it is, bro. Because at the end of the day, nobody learns the same way.
Hey, what you doing? Oh, I'm sorry.
Nobody learns the same way.
Don't worry, y'all. To all the listeners, Korakami got cats, so he's messing with a cat. Just so it ain't nothing weird, because that's gonna be hard to edit out.
But yeah, bro, it's really comes down to the fact that I think a lot of people, and I love the way this there's a famous YouTuber or influencer that his name is Prince E. He came up with this poem pretty much about talking about education and how, like, you know, everything advances as far as, like, you know, automobiles and housings and things of that nature. And then when it came to the education system, it just kind of seems like it's repeated the same way.
Yeah.
Because, you know, if you try to teach a fish to climb a tree, it's always going to fail.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a whole bunch of different people in this world that learn differently because they're set up for different careers or different life paths.
Yep.
So I think that's where it comes down to. Is just like, yo, watch the way you teach people.
Yeah, and I think if anyone had, like, they lost their love of science, and like I would highly recommend Dr. Stone, because like it will at least give you that joy and that spark of it again. Because Senku, he's the main character. He does a lot with science, and like he's 100% all for science. And
that
like,
man is science.
He is the embodiment of science, bro.
He is the embodiment of science.
1 billion%. Like, yes.
It's 10 billion%.
Like, he is science. Like, he might as well just be like Bill Nye, but like with an onion-shaped hair. Like, that's...
Hey, yo.
Like, am I wrong?
Yo.
Like, yo, it just is what it is. But like, he gives you a lot of joy. Like, as you know, Kobayashi was saying, like, he figures out how to make ramen in a stone world, how to make cola pop. He makes a battery. He makes a cell phone. He figures out how to make an air cannon and like dynamite and a bunch of other like cool things like pulley systems and all that. So it's definitely
sound.
Yeah, he figures out how to make like a sound wave cannon. So
That's hot.
it's
Bro, it's because like it's really interesting because I think it's more of thinking about when you get put into a place where you literally have nothing that you have now. Like, you know, it's literally nothing. You're starting from scratch. What are you gonna do? And I think that's the kind of main thing that it made you connect with, because it's survival tactics at that point. If you're put in a scenario where you're literally in the woods and there's no such thing as societies, there's no such thing as anything, honestly. You just sit there with just the nature around you. How are you gonna be able to come up with a way of living? And it showed literally the step-by-step process of getting to pretty much the scientific world that we're in today. And it's like, wow, I didn't realize how much we really have until I started really seeing it get put together. And now you're starting to respect science more because of that. So I think that's the main thing that Dr. Stone does. It really makes you just it makes you have no choice but to respect science.
True, of course.
Shoot, man. So then, if we're continuing with like actual like educational things, another educational one for me is actually Food Wars. Like I mentioned Food Wars a couple of times on this podcast already. Look, man, not only is it a dope ass anime to watch, does it give you good shonen energy, good ecchi energy, but it also gives you great education. All right, it gives you great comedy too. It actually teaches you how to cook like a lot of the food that they're making on the show that looks absolutely delicious, because we all know anime food, when it's anime, it's just the best ever. And you're gonna want to eat some of that, right? So go to your local supermarket or wherever you get your food, because I know mad people got like Instacart right now. So if you got Instacart, do that. But if you don't, hit the mom and pop store, hit the corner store, local grocery, whatever. Bring that food back. Watch the boy Soma Yuki here, right? That's the main character, if you know, for those who don't know. Watch him work. And then if you're, you know, fortunate enough to have, you know, internet or some sort of access like that, there's plenty of YouTube videos. There's literally a cookbook on how to make animated or foods from animation called Feast of Fiction. Yeah, I definitely bought one, and I'm definitely I have been making a lot of the foods like within it, and it has been a dream come true, because I'm like, this food looks amazing, and then when me and my girlfriend we make it, it is absolutely delicious, like without fail. So it's like what you see can be made and it can be enjoyed, and then now you have like a whole new like what is it? A whole new recipe, you know, under your belt, and something fun you can do.
Have you ever I don't think you guys probably have. There's like this try not to smile Snapchat video thing.
No, I'm not on Snap like that, so probably not.
Yeah, well, there's like this it's on YouTube too, but it's like this try not to smile, but then they have this try not to, or no, you have to say whether you're gonna try it or not, and they'll go off of like either anime foods or like Disney foods. And one of the main things that I saw was like off of Food Wars, where it was like a lot of I think they had like potato chips or something like that they used as a, I don't know, it was something crazy like that. But then they also had like Disney from Beauty and the Beast, the gray stuff, and I said, oh, it's delicious. I want to try that stuff so bad. I want to try it so bad because like I love watching food, man, like in cartoon form, because it just makes it look so much more pure.
Dog, there's just something artistic, like food is an art, right? I don't want to say like there's something artistic to it.
Yes, it is.
But food literally is an art form. Like from the proper preparation to the final product and presentation, there is so much that goes into just making a singular dish. But like to make that singular dish fucking fantastic takes time. Takes absolute time, and like at some points a creative process. I don't necessarily know about baking, because baking, it's better to be a little bit more measured, but like with general like cooking, yeah, you can have fun with that as much as you want and make it a whole creative canvas of just actual food. And it's a beautiful thing, and it's a very educational thing, because now you like learn how to make something new, and maybe you're able to scale it up to make it for multiple people, and it's something good to have under your belt, like I said earlier. All I'm saying is watch Food Wars, yo.
It's true, but don't watch it with your parents. They're gonna look at you weird.
They gonna look at you weird regardless. My mom alone, when it comes to like me putting on anything, I try to get her to watch Naruto. She started snapping on me. She's like, no, I'm not doing this. I said, just wanted you to be a part. No, okay, cool. Cool.
See,
My dad really only understands like 4 anime. He understands Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, and Pokemon. That anything else he does not know. He's just like, it's not in his wheelhouse. It's like, what's those Pokemans like? It's like, Dad, this is. Oh my God, this is something.
My dad
else,
would
man.
never be a part of that. He's old school Jamaican. He'll probably slap me. But
nope.
meanwhile, he's sitting there watching soap operas.
Listen,
I
bro,
seen him do it. I caught that moment watching The Fault in Our Stars. Him with D's father.
Oh.
Caught that right-handed. I'm like, bro, there ain't nothing wrong. If you want to cry, go ahead and cry. That movie makes it.
Hey, I thought about the sports anime that you was bringing up earlier, and I had to think about one that connected with me because I had to try it because my cousin, the one that we were talking about earlier, he shot this ball like parallel from the 3-point line. I mean, like literally his back and his legs was like literally almost parallel to the floor. It made no sense to me. And I looked at him crazy because I'm like, first of all, we balling. There's no reason for you to do that. Second of all, why did it just go strictly in the net like that? There is no reason for that to go directly into the net with no problems, and everybody just looking like, how the hell did that happen? So I asked him, and he was like, yeah, I just watched Krugerno's Basket. I said, what? He said, Krugerno's Basket. I just watched that, and like anytime about the ball, I watched that beforehand. And I said, that's weird, bro. That's strange as hell. Then I watched it, and then I realized, yeah, it works. It works, because I tried it too. I went to go ball the other day, and I watched Krugerno's Basket to start me up, and I was like, yo, I don't know why, but I just told the ball to drop, and I made that nigga drop.
Yo, bro. I'm not gonna. All right. First off, I want to take credit for showing him Kuruko's No Basketball because it was me. I awoke. I had. Oh my God! I had woken a beast when I showed him that fucking series. I did not think it would be this far, but yeah, because like Kuruko's No Basketball is just pretty much shonen basketball taking place, and there's a lot of stuff that should not be happening that happens, like being able to dunk a ball mid game from the 3-point line. That
doesn't make any sense to me.
Does not make sense, especially when you're in middle school.
No cap.
How the hell?
He looked like a grown ass man. He looked like a grown ass man, bro.
Right? But one of my favorite things that I learned from it, like, because D, what he did was the formless shot from a character, Almine. Mine was from the character Midorima. I forget what his team was Shutako, and essentially he was the Splash Brothers both in one, and his shooting range was the whole court.
The whole court.
And I was like, how the hell is your shooting range the whole court? He's like, I shoot up. He's like, what do you mean you shoot up?
Yeah, he got the perfect rainbow shot.
Yeah, he has a perfect arc. And then I'm not gonna lie, when I was like watched him on the anime, I'm like, I'm gonna go out and practice this, right? So I started practicing the rainbow shot. And then later that summer, D and I, we were balling up on somebody's fools dunk. Because he started practicing the handles that Akashi has, because that's like his like trademark ability is the ankle breaker, right? So D would pass it to me. I'd be out deep. I'm like, bet, rainbow. And just I'm like, I know that's going in because the way my wrist was, how high up I shot it, I gave it perfect hang time. That's going to go straight through, not touch the rim or anything. 10 out of 10, it did. I'm like, damn. How you let big man get a jumper like this? Let's go. I unfortunately lost it 2 years later because I haven't balled like that in forever. But yes.
Yeah, it's been a minute. But I definitely want to get the squad together and really put some games in.
When we go to Japan next, we're the generation of miracles. They are not going to know what to do.
That's all I asked for. I don't even care which. I'm probably going to like be. I think I'm going to be the boy that copy everybody because I think that's what I do.
That's you and him.
Yeah, can't help myself.
Damn, y'all gonna
I love Daiki. Iomine. I hope
True.
I'm saying that right. But I loved his style of ball because that's like literally how I've always played. I'm just wild and out of nowhere, like things go in. But whatever.
Shit, I'm gonna be. I already know who I'm gonna be. I'm Midorima and Murasuke Bara. Like I'm defense.
Oh yeah,
what's good? Like, ooh,
my man, Purple.
Yo, they said in the anime he scored 100 points because he was bored. Huh?
Bro, when he was starting to go into the zone, I'm like, how is you gonna get any more crazier than you already are?
Like, GG.
Too tall for that, bro. Too tall for that.
So, getting back to learning and education.
Hey, bro, look, we learned how to bake fools on the court. That's learning. That's an education.
That is an education. That's treatment right there.
You are now about to witness the power of street knowledge.
If we're talking about education and learning, you guys gotta give it up to like shows like Hitalia and Cells at Work.
Yeah.
That's like legitimate, like Cells at Work.
That's
legit. It makes learning. So when I was in school, I took an anatomy and physiology course. I did well, but that shit, God, that was confusing.
Ooh, fair.
Cells at Work made it very simple, and I even learned a lot of things that, like, depending on which variant you watch, like Cells at Work or Cells at Work Black,
right?
You learn a lot about the body, and it's true. Like, I don't know, a lot of things that I didn't even peep, like how the I think it's the liver, like reabsorbs like dead blood cells and like does shit like that. But it's cool. Like, it's actually educational when you sit down and actually can like learn while there's actually a story going on, or like how Italia actually uses like the countries. The entire like plot is, hey, let me just teach you like the world history, but every country is a character in an anime form. And it's kind of offensive because it's basically just like your stereotypical, like Germany is an Aryan dude. Like, America is just like overzealous, bombastic. I need to be the hero who loves cola and shit.
Sounds like that.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because it's like the plot of the show is just, hey, it's comedy, but like we're gonna the first series about World War II, and it makes a awful period in like world history kind of funny.
Okay.
Accurate too. Like, you learn about things like Bubsby shares, like cultural references. It's very educational on top of being like using, I don't know, history as a basis for a script. And I think those shows don't get enough credit. I've seen many people talk about some, I passed the test just because I watched this episode last night. And it's true. Happened to me. All those years ago. Something about like American Revolution.
All right.
But yeah.
Shoot. I mean, if we're going to keep it on like the history tip, like I have a story like that for me. Like, what's educational? Well, in 8th grade, I passed several ancient history exams because I watched Yu-Gi-Oh! And
wait, that thing was accurate?
Bro, the amount of accuracy of ancient Egypt in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is high. Like, there's a lot if you pay attention. And I passed a lot of my quizzes and exams because I paid attention to Yu-Gi-Oh! So all them years, I'm yelling out Blue Eyes White Dragon paid off for that moment. Learning about the Egyptian gods, like, because a lot of the actual Egyptian gods in Yu-Gi-Oh! Are cards. So like they're actually like being played, or they're like in reference to other deities and other things that happen. Just even like stuff that happened on the Nile. Who's the pharaoh at what period? What kingdom is it? So it's like, damn, like I'm actually peeping a lot of knowledge from this anime I really like. Oh, let me actually start writing down some of these notes. And hey, I started passing history classes. But another
damn.
Yeah, man. It was gorgeous. I remember when I told my history teacher that, he's like, "Yo, you've been like doing really well on this on this period of like history. Have you just been studying more? Because like I've seen like an uptick, and like I'm happy to see it." And I was like, honestly, I've gotten this from a show I watch, and I told him it was Yu-Gi-Oh. He was dumbstruck. He mouth agape and everything. I was like,
I'm not gonna lie, if I was in his shoes, I wouldn't know what to tell you either. Like, so you telling me I've been teaching your ass and you ain't learned nothing from me?
Not from you. Look, I learned it from Yu-Gi-Oh. I learned it from there was a mummy cartoon. I am trying to remember it right now. Oh God,
Scooby-Doo?
No. It wasn't Scooby-Doo. It was like pharaohs and mummies, but they were like superheroes. I think it was a Saturday morning cartoon. I can't remember.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Was that shit Tuttenstein?
Nah, I don't. No. I don't think it was that. Fuck, what was it called? But I'll think about that later. But
that was actually what I was thinking too. I didn't know the name of it though.
Because I remember seeing it and I was like, huh. The only cartoon I knew about like mummies was Tuttenstein.
I don't care. He was a nigga, bro.
He was good. He was good.
His swag was just personified niggatry.
He always losing the arm or something. I was like, come on, man. Big ass goofy dude.
Oh, man. How was that good? Mummy's Alive.
Man, you gonna
That's
be here for
what
a
it was
minute. We're about to
called.
be sitting there wondering what this hell this is.
I found it. It was called
Education.
Mummy's Alive. That's what like also helped because I had saw that before Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I think this is older than Yu-Gi-Oh! I had to watch that, and yeah, I learned a lot about pharaohs, their deities, their traditions and customs. Yeah, so that helped a lot. And then more recently, just kind of like taking again another look at like ancient history but in particular ancient heroes and like their tales is the entire Fate series.
That's true.
Yeah, and if anyone's
That's
unfamiliar with like any of the Fate series, essentially there's a war for the Holy Grail, and I guess mages. Yeah, that's the proper term. I was gonna say spellcasters, but that's Yu-Gi-Oh. But mages are summoned. Few are picked to be a part of the Holy Grail War, and then they summon other beings who are essentially legendary heroes from different times past who have died, feeling unfulfilled of their great. I guess feeling unfulfilled of like trying to accomplish like a great task, whatever it may be for them. And there's different classes, like there's a rider class, an archer, a saber, an assassin, berserker, and a caster class. And a berserker class. And I think that's all 7 classes. And then
you're right.
You summon said heroic spirit to the mortal realm to fight for the Holy Grail War, so both the mage and the whole heroic spirit can have their wish granted. And it's cool because like they summon a lot of like ancient heroes. There's like Alexander the Great, there's Gilgamesh, who I vaguely remembered, and then like understanding like his backstory is like, all right, cool, getting Gilgamesh fleshed out was cool.
He was OP.
Yeah, he was OP. He was very, very OP. And then like Jean d'Arc,
King Arthur.
And King Arthur, Frankenstein's one and another version of it. Like there's a whole bunch of different heroic spirits that they summon, but like it's really cool because it leads into like their lore, and what their powers are and abilities are is based off of their lore and their history. So like you get to learn a little bit, and then also get to see some of the best animation in anime, in my opinion, when it comes to fight scenes, at least. In my opinion,
that shit was crazy. Shit is completely crazy. Even with they had Jack the Ripper too.
Yep.
I just think like they literally have like a limitless supply of where they can really go with it if they just keep on using a bunch of people from history and like being able to use, like, because I think one of the main things that they try to do is try to hide what heroic spirits' true names are, because if they do, they'll be able to find out like what their weakness is, because they had Achilles in there.
Yep.
And of course his heel was his main thing. And it was just main things like that really was like, oh my god, it's so accurate and it's so different on a whole nother level, especially with the hands being tossed. Best thing I've seen. It's when it comes to hands,
bro. They different.
Hands. I love watching hands, bro. That's one of my main things. I think we all established that.
Okay, we're gonna watch hands, throw them.
That's literally what. Look, like when we was talking about Hunter x Hunter, bro, I was really like, I didn't come for this.
Yo, hold on. If you could do a quick like flashback, I was thinking about what you said, and someone said the best fight in Hunter x Hunter, or one of the most impactful fights, is Gon versus Hisoka in Heaven's Arena.
It's true,
because that changed the setting for their relationship. And I didn't even peep it.
Yeah,
they were like, yo. Because Hisoka says, the next time we fight is to the death. And they were like, you do realize that, like, it doesn't matter. Like, from that point on, it's no, like, oh, okay, let's see how far you've grown. It's just on sight.
Yep.
So it's like every interaction they have from that point on is tense in its own way. Because it could be life or death for them.
Death.
And I was like, I didn't even peep that. I just thought Hisoka was being the freak bull again.
No,
he's
a
freak bull. Regardless, bro, I don't care what his purposes are, what his ideals go behind it. Anytime a bull goes, oh, go on, you're a freak bull, bro. Like, get out of here.
Oh, my ears.
My apologies to y'all.
Day too.
My apologies, but This man Hisoka, bro, he would never top freak boy, bro. Top freak boy with him and Orochimaru. They get the top two.
Yo, real talk.
I don't know. I feel like Fleece Johnson can still take all.
Oh my god!
I feel like Fleece.
Stop it!
Stop take all of them.
Stop
Drop
it!
the soap, Hisoka.
No.
I can see it.
We going off the educational track.
Stop. That was far off. That was pure ignorance. Oh.
Hey yo!
Don't mention his name. You say his name 3 times, he might appear.
Yo, chill. What is he, Bloody Mary? Could you imagine?
Not I would not even try to say that
Never.
into existence. Nope.
Nope.
No.
They already taught. Hold on. The Boondocks taught us what to say. The booty is
my
mine.
booty or not?
It belongs to me. You will not take my booty.
You can't take my booty. Hey
Call
yo,
Chris Hansen. He's a diversion.
Chris Hansen. I see. I call you Chris Hansen. I tell you, I like you. You like you, and I want you, and I want you.
Dear God, Jesus. Yeah, no, Hisoka and Orochimaru and apparently Fleece Johnson are definitely the top freak bulls up there.
Top 3 freak boys of all time.
dang.
I don't care. Nobody can take that crown no more.
Man, there's probably some other characters, but that's an episode I don't know if I want to do.
Nah, I don't even
Nah,
think
yeah,
I want to
bro.
look for them characters, bro. That's how bad it is.
Just be
Like,
so distraught.
Actually, though, there's one dude. I don't know if you ever seen Buso Ranking.
oh, true.
That bull
True.
Papillon. That
Oh
bull.
no, he in top 3. He in top 3 too, bro.
He's different, bro.
Bro, his outfit alone says it all.
he was a trip, bro.
Bro, Uso Rankin really is like an underrated show, bro.
That show slaps. One of the best opening bangers I've ever heard in my life. To this
Right.
day.
To this day.
I still listen to it. I'm like, ooh, all right. Like,
Bro, I
the
gotta know.
show's plot.
Oh, yeah, his name is
dope.
Chuno. Chono. That boy nasty, bro. Top freak boy.
I don't want
Top
him.
freak
Nope.
boy.
I don't even know him. I call him the butterfly.
Call him the
for a
butterfly for a reason. No, I looked him up. I had to find out because I'm like, there's no way in hell.
reason. Nah,
Ew.
man, dangerous.
That boy
But
gross.
no, Buso Rankin literally has the same setup as Bleach initially.
Mm-hmm.
Monster attacks main character. He gets the power. Actually, he gets murked in the first episode.
He does get murked, and then he gets
But
his
then
life
gets
saved
Yeah.
from a Buso Rankin.
And then he becomes basically part of the alliance to stop these monsters.
Yep.
And that is his
ended up
whole,
becoming OP.
Yep. Turns into a
And
green hero. Yeah,
I watched.
basically,
That was one of my favorite animes at one point.
it was good.
It was really good. I actually might rewatch it now that we brought it up.
And I like the fact that like every gear was different. That man Bravo,
Shit, bravo, Captain
that man
Bravo
taught me
out
how
here.
to flirt. No, he didn't.
He said he taught me how to flirt.
No, he did. That man Bravo said, "All you gotta do, stand
If
tall."
you really want to talk
wink."
about who taught me how to flirt, and like just talk about pure what's the word? Persistence.
Yeah.
That man Brock got that shit all the way,
Nah,
bro.
Brock is not a
Nah.
good example. That man.
He do
Nah,
though, bro.
bro.
On sight, if you look bad, I'm on it.
Nah, Brock is the worst because it didn't matter. It was on site for everyone.
Yeah,
But
Brock
the
was
thing
the
was, bro,
worst.
the only reason why he ain't get it is because of Misty, bro. She was cock blocking him all day.
I don't even
Nah,
know
every
if that's
time.
true. I don't even know if that's true.
Nah,
Brock
bro,
was just a
that
teenager
John
hitting on
Kroger.
grown women.
As he should.
I've been there. I've been
I've
there.
done it too. And it works half the time.
Oh, what?
Listen, if it works, it works.
not
And my man
wrong.
Brock was spitting sweet nothings in these women's ear just to get dragged away in the middle of his transaction. I feel as though he was robbed.
And then he
That
left.
man would get gut punched by his Krogunk every episode,
As he
bro.
They really be
should.
messing up his whole flow,
As he
bro.
should.
I'm
He
like,
said,
come on,
"Oh, what was his name? Miss Joy.
Miss
I'll be
Joy,
a boop.
Nurse Joy.
Yep.
Nurse Joy.
Nurse
Then he
Joy,
get,
and
it
Officer
be your
Jenny.
own team. It be your
Officer
own
Jenny,
people.
when he saw that there was a bunch of them, he said, "Oh Lord."
Oh, you're all sisters? Yeah, we're all sisters. First off,
That man creamed himself.
Oh God.
Hold up, I gotta see if Brock actually got with anybody. Did he end up getting anyone? Cause he needed to take
I think later on he does end up having a girlfriend, and then like he just disappears.
it be your own man's, bro. That's your
Wow.
girl. Just dip out. Oh, we've been traveling for years. Hey, I'm gonna go this way, bro.
And
I'm
look,
gonna
he
just run
finally
my
got he finally got someone to make him happy. So he's like, I'm done. Like obviously since day one he's been about he stayed. Oh my God, we totally forgot to mention Brock's father, or did we mention Brock's father being one of the worst dads ever?
Brock has a dad?
No, Brock's dad was horrible.
Wait,
I don't even
Brock
remember
has
his
a
pops,
father?
bro.
Yo,
I I don't remember his pops to be real.
That's why my question still stands.
Yeah.
I thought no one in Pokemon had a pops unless you were a side character.
No cat, bro. I remember Brock taking care of his siblings, and that was it.
Remember,
And then he just kind
his
of
dad
dipped
was
off and left them
outside
to
of
fend for
the
themselves.
gym. His dad was outside of Brock's of the actual Rock gym, just like with a beanie and like some other sort of like facial hair on to disguise himself. And he was talking to Ash about Brock and his family, and then he revealed himself to be Brock's, father. He left them there for years. Years.
Well, sounds like majority of black animes, or just animes in general, when it comes to characters. I mean, they just depicted Brock as a black dude to keep it a stack. They really did.
That's another episode.
Nah.
That's another
It is.
episode. That literally.
It's sad. I didn't
I'ma
want to
just
say it. That's why I
right
stopped.
here. I'm gonna just say it right here. Brock might not even exist because Ash
Yo,
is in a coma.
yo, that's real.
No cat.
Ash
No cat.
We're here at Zenkai Station. Believe Ash has been in a coma all this time. You can't tell me.
I'm waiting for him
otherwise.
to actually do a realistic anime on Ash when he wakes up from the coma. I'm like, are you serious?
Bro,
But my
what do you mean?
Pikachu still don't fuck with you, bro.
I'm not
He
gonna
saw
front.
the whole. Oh shit!
I'm not gonna front. I dead ass thought when Ash won the championship, he was gonna wake up in the hospital. It kept going.
What happened?
It kept going. So we gonna see.
Brock from Pokemon finally got a girlfriend after 20 years of being single. Ooh,
That's crazy.
Damn.
I'm seeing it right now. Who is this John though? Oh,
What is this
Olivia.
Olivia?
Okay, a fellow rock type trainer. Okay, Brock.
Okay. Hey.
And she look a little thick. I see you, baby. Go ahead.
Yeah, there you go, Brock.
He got himself a sister.
All right, we had took a little detour from education to appreciate Brock and how he tries to
He
go
deserved
for
it, bro.
his. How he goes for his. Maybe a little aggressive. Maybe that's a little too much. But at the end of the day,
When
he
you
did
want
calm
when you
down
want
and
to
he
learn how
finally
to
got
shoot
his.
your shot, watch Brock. That's all I
That's
gotta
fair.
say.
You
If
do
you gotta
want-
learn how to shoot your shot, watch Brock.
If you want to learn how to take rejection, listen to Jiraiya because that helped me a lot.
That's facts.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Or
here's
watch
one.
Johnny Bravo.
Don't
One more
watch Johnny
before
Bravo.
we
He
go?
can't. What?
One more before we go. I want to hit the opposite.
What's up?
Who was the worst? What's the worst lesson you learned from an anime character,
Ooh.
or just anime in general? Like,
Okay.
or the worst, or the best unintentional lesson that you got. For example, it's like,
Damn.
so look at Ace from One Piece. This just means like spitballing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how everyone like gives bravado, and it's just like, yeah, it's good, go ahead. Yeah, never give up. Like how being the determination, having the iron will is great until you die. To me, I was just like, yo, sometimes it's not in my character, but sometimes the tactical retreat is important.
Actually, I'm glad you brought that up, bro, because that brings up another person in my mind
Oh, you
too.
gonna say Haru
That boy,
Nijima?
Nijima from History's
Tactical
Strongest
retreat.
Disciple.
Yo, the tactical retreat game was strong.
Yo, his tactical retreat game is on top tier, bro.
Yeah.
Too strong. Fight another day. But worst lesson? Ooh, that's kind of.
That's a very good question. The
That's a really good
worst
question.
lesson?
I wasn't prepared for that.
I try not
The
to
first
learn
person that could.
stuff. Oh man.
I got one. I ain't
Oh.
gonna hate me for it. Never toss a sensu being at your enemy. Especially
Never
when you
help
don't
the
know if
enemy.
your kid
Never-
really about it.
He ain't wrong. Cause that
You
was the
gotta
moment.
know your kids. You gotta know your kids.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong on that one. Yeah. You know what? On that same vein, I'm gonna go with the one lesson that has definitely taught me. It's taught me a lot of like great, valuable lessons in life about breaking limits and being true to myself, and as well protecting what I love with all that I've got. But also, you don't need to challenge everybody.
That's facts.
You don't.
That's facts.
It's true.
Like I said, look, man, I've been doing Muay Thai for a little bit now, and when I first started, I was essentially tossed to the wolves, man, and being a bigger guy, like, it was alright, it was cool, but there was, a couple guys that, bigger than me, and, like, it's not to say I ain't hold my own, it's just, like, I ain't need, like, a destruction level ass whooping day one, man. I ain't need all of that, but I held my own, and I was like, damn, I feel like Goku, after all the metal coolers done ran through him and Vegeta, is like, I'm tired.
Let me tell you something. I feel you on that.
Yeah.
I remember when I was doing my mixed martial arts before we started training together.
Yep.
Man, so my trainer, to this day, respect him.
Yep.
Man was a military vet and a preacher. He always would say, you remind me of me, and I like a good fight. So the first time he's like, we're going to spawn in front of the class cream, it's cool. I was like, I'm going to beat your ass. It's going to be good. Mm-hmm. When I tell you that man took me to Popeyes, man gave me a 24-piece combo and a biscuit.
Yo! No honey, no jam, you ain't got no water.
This man said boop, 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 boop. And I never forget it because my friends never let me live it down. He finished it with a dunk on my forehead. He said boop, and my head flew back. I was like, Jesus Christ. When I tell you that match was done,
Yeah, bro.
That's what I do. There's levels to this shit.
You know what? That brings me back to my other martial arts joint. Is after I had came back after having knee problems. It was I was training with my most recent Muay Thai trainer, and no one told me how skilled he was. Like my other trainers, like obviously, like he's dope. He was cool, and then the one who owns the actual gym, he's like top tier. I knew better not to mess with Bull, but no one told me the new guy what his credentials were. I come in, I'm thinking I'm hot-ish because my last like batch of trainers and stuff, I was on their level, like I was getting good. Nah, my G, no one mentioned he was a pro, like a pro, like official. And I came through thinking I'm hot shit. He kicked me in my leg. Oh my God. So we're in the Philadelphia area for, those who may not know. Pennsylvania has some of the shittiest roads ever, especially in Philly. And that's not a knock on any of the construction workers. It's just like, that's just facts, bro.
I used to work construction. It's a knock on y'all constructors. Get your shit together, bro.
I used to work construction too, so I'm with it.
But have you ever like just driven and then there was just like an unexpected pothole and like you can't swerve out the way and like you hit it and it just feels expensive and you're like, damn, and you're stuck with that whole mood of like something's wrong with my car like the entire ride to wherever you're going? Have you ever experienced that, y'all?
Yeah, I had
one more time.
Fuck. That's the first thing that comes to my mind.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
the first thing. So like when you would hit like a deep pothole and you're like that the damage on your car is expensive.
Oh, that's why you pray to God and just hope that like don't come on.
Yeah. So
you hold your breath.
So imagine you hit that pothole and that front end just come off. That man hit me in my leg. I was like, oh, I'm going the fuck down. I was like, oh, I kid you not. It was the first time, like, I'm down. And I get up. I remember looking at him. I'm like, you know what? This is one of the times where I don't Goku this. I don't challenge him. I just have to learn. I have to learn from him now. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to hobble off this mat. I'm going to call it a day. I just got my ass beat. Oh, there's a whole lot of pride. And that's another thing for like Vegeta. Yeah, that's one thing. Your pride doesn't have to let you get your ass beat any more than it has to. So it's fine.
Look, that goes right into another joint that's a bad lesson. Simping ain't always gonna get you the girl.
Yo, that's real.
Cause you can sit there and try to be Mr. I got your back, I'll take care of you, I'll do this, I'll do that. In reality, So that was one of the biggest lessons that I learned not to do.
Yeah, if they don't like you, they don't like you.
I tried to be the simp one time, and that was the last time it's gonna happen.
I don't know. I listen. I learned my lesson in middle school. I was all about this one girl. I was every day. You need it? I got you. I text you every day. Oh, what's wrong? I got you. Man, I look back at myself.
It's all an experience.
Bro, and then childhood joints where like you watching the animes and you seeing like, oh, childhood friend. Oh, they're gonna. I could wait to confess, and they're just automatically gonna find out. They ain't gonna find out.
Nah, bro. You gotta speak up.
You gotta say what you mean. That's why I say shoot your shot like Brock.
Look, I will. I'ma humbly say maybe not like Brock, but I will say his energy to shooting his shot is like
What? That man
He's
Brock
fearless.
was on sight.
He's fearless
He
when
was
he shoots
on
his
sight.
shot.
As soon as he but the things that he spit, like, I gotta look up some Brock lines, bro. Brock's fucking like, yo, his charm was on game. I'm telling you. What is his pickup lines?
He was absolutely
pickup
fearless
lines.
to
Yep.
shoot his
I gotta
shots.
find
Like,
one
that
for
is
y'all real
definitely
quick.
something. Like, that is
Top 10.
100%.
What is this? Okay, let's see. He said, "You can call me honey." What? That's corny. He said, "Please tell me your name so that I may emblazon it upon my heart." Stop playing with this nigga, bro. Like, what?
Brock was about that romantic stuff. So I get it.
Bro. What's his number one? He said, B is for big, brave Blastoise. R is for the rational Raichu. O is for the Oddish. C is for Charizard. And K is for confounding Kadabra. Would you like to know my last name, Trixie? What a beautiful name. Perhaps we can discuss the origin of that name anytime. I say, come on, bro. He got too much time on his hands.
Hold on, Brock has a last name?
I don't know. Don't know. I thought that nigga's name was just Brock and leave it at that.
Yup. Honestly, I ain't gonna front. I always thought his brother was Bruno. That's just gonna be a whole Pokemon episode. I'm getting into theories on theories, bro. Look, do we have any other life lessons that we enjoyed learning, or that we were able to even impart onto those that we care about, and things that we accidentally learned that we shouldn't?
As corny as it sounds, the power of friendship is real.
Yo,
I don't
100%.
mean like you're going to get a power boost, but call on your friends when you're caught in the middle. I promise you, when you going through, and you have a proper support system, that should change his life, bro.
It do. It make you feel real more confident in everything that you do. Your steps are gonna be solid.
Especially when you're falling. Like, I'm not saying to be dependent on your friends, but to be able to depend on them is nice. Like, when you're falling, they like bring you back up, raise your chin, like, yo, get the fuck up. You said. And that's all I got.
Most definitely. Shit, man. Yeah, power of friendship is definitely like the best. Like, as corny as it sounds, it's definitely one of the best lessons that I've learned.
And I learned a lot of different things, but one of the main things I learned is that your story is your story.
True.
And there's nobody that's going to take away from your story unless you allow them to.
That's good. Damn. All right, shit. See, I want to say something like profound and whatnot, but like that was all good, both of y'all. Look, I think the greatest thing that I've learned while watching anime and reading manga is that you are limitless. Like, that is your limit. There is none. However much you're willing to strive, do it. However much you're willing to get it. And no one can ever limit you. You are the only one who has the cap on that. You're the only one that can put the lid on that. And go beyond all your limits. Like, whatever the limit is, that's what it's meant to be. It's meant to be broken, in my opinion. Any and all limits are meant to be broken. So go beyond and push that limit to another notch. And then next time, take it one step higher. And then again. And then let's see how far you can climb.
Plus Ultra.
Plus Ultra.
All right. So, with that said, that is the show, everyone. And I just want to give, a lot of thanks to y'all for vibing out with us. Please be sure to check the show. We are on Anchor. We're going to be on iTunes, Google Play, wherever all the good podcasts be, Spotify. And just, again, I want to give you that, love, and thank you for showing support to us. Please be sure to rate this 5 stars. It really helps us get our name out there and this content out there into the ears of wonderful, wonderful people that we hope enjoy this content. And be sure to check us out on all our platforms at Zenkai Station. That's Zenkai Station, and that's on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and now on TikTok with some videos coming soon. With that said, I just want to say, hey, we're signing off from Zenkai. Much love, y'all. Peace.
Deuces.
1.